becomes so hardened in its ways, you actually can't reform it top down. It's my experience from the private sector as well. You have to shut it down and then create something built from scratch based on first principles to take its place. So the way I would look at it is, this is not a partisan issue. The same J. Edgar Hoover FBI that actually wrongfully spied on Martin Luther King, that denied him a concealed carry permit, that's the same FBI that today engages in political behaviors often targeted against conservatives. But this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. It's a fundamental issue that we should want a federal law enforcement agency that doesn't pay attention to politics at all. It just enforces the law. So how would I do it? First step is we shut down the FBI, but in rebuilding it, we would staff it from people who actually come from a diverse law enforcement backgrounds across the country, who still have the skill set needed to do this. And the principles that we would use is, actually, there was a fear-mongering in this country before when we had partial government shutdowns to say that we were going to have security failures across the country, because that actually took a lot of the FBI and shut it down before. Well, it turned out none of that played out. And that actually gives us a good blueprint for following that model, for making sure that we're not going to risk safety and security in this country while we still actually build up that bureaucracy in a clean way. We don't even want it to be a bureaucracy. Build up a federal law enforcement apparatus that respects the law instead of making it up, but do it in a way that doesn't put Americans at risk. And the two key components are follow the shutdown model. We've already had government shutdowns where we've done this before, so it's not that unfamiliar. And the second thing is draw staffing from across the country, including people who have local law enforcement experience rather than bureaucratic experience in Washington, D.C.